If you can't repeat what works, you will never be able to scale what matters. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Most professionals, they don't grow because of lack of talent or opportunity. They don't grow because they are not able to create a repeatable system around them, which will keep them extremely sharp, clear in their head, and keep their efficiency level and productive level at top notch levels. I have been coaching so many professionals now for around 5 years, and one pattern, irrespective of industry, the company they work, or the geography they belong to, there is one pattern that emerges very clearly. Winners don't chase motivation, winners chase rhythm. In this video, I am going to share 5 such routine which I have followed for over 10 years now that has kept me ahead of others as well as have kept me very sharp and clear about what I want to achieve in my career and in my profession. This is not a magic pill that I'm going to give to you. This is not some kind of morning ritual which you can do for 5 days and then forget for the rest of the year. I'm going to tell you about very, very simple things. The only difference here would be that they work, they are repeatable, they are easy to implement, and they will sustain if you give it a little bit of importance. So stick with me till the end of the video. Welcome to this edition of Unscripted. I am Rahul Gupta. I am a leadership and career coach and founder of Transform Ahead. Today's edition is a solo podcast. It's just you and me, where I share some of my personal views on topics which is important for your career and growth. This podcast is my space to unpack raw, often unspoken challenges which professionals face, including career pivots or leadership dilemmas or certain issues which are not spoken widely and discussed. I'm going to unpack all this for you. Whether you are navigating a crossroad or chasing the next big breakthrough or just need a relatable conversation, this space is for you. So let's dive in. I'll be honest, there was a phase in my life when from the outside I looked extremely successful. I was rising fast in the corporate ladder. I was doing all the right things. I was getting all the appreciation, great amount of hike. Life looked absolutely like a rockstar journey that I was having. This was from outside. But inside somewhere, I was feeling a sense of emptiness or hollowness, so to say, where I was not able to understand that I'm so highly productive. I'm giving those kind of outcomes to the firm. Firm is appreciating me, but still a sense of, some sort of emptiness was kind of hurting me inside. Uh, and I was not able to think why. Every evening when I returned back home, I would feel tired, exhausted, although I would have, worked a lot throughout the day, and the physical aspect of your body gives up some days, but this was happening too often than not, right? I was feeling that. One day I was speaking to my wife and I was telling her that, this is what I am feeling. I'm getting all the great things out there, in the firm, but somehow I feel sluggish, my body feels sluggish, my mind feels cluttered. And when I come back home, I have no energy left to give back to you or our child. And I don't know why. And uh, while I was talking to my wife regarding this, she made a point which kind of stuck in my mind. She said, are you having a rhythm or a routine, a way of living a life, or every day you are living your life in a manner which is thus dealing with the challenge in hand at this point of time? You are kind of improvising on the way, but you don't have a routine or a rhythm. And that point kind of got stuck in my mind. I was not able to figure out an answer to that question at that point of time, but because I was going to office every day, I was using the calendar, I was talking to people, I was doing all the usual stuff that anybody in corporate would do, but I was not able to figure out what does rhythm mean at that point of time. Later on, one fine evening, when I was reflecting on this particular point, it came to my mind that yes, I am delivering a lot of work. I'm doing a lot of work. I'm working 12 hours a day. And I had the stamina to do that as well. But what I was missing was every day was development of a new firefighting machine. I was able to fight the fire back. I was able to do well at work, but it was reinvention every day. I did not have a particular way of dealing with it. It was all improvisation at that point of time. And that is what hit me really hard, that I need to have a system in place which is scalable, which is repeatable, so that even on days when I am absent or I'm not well or I'm not in office for a period of time, gone on holidays, systems should not break, things should happen the way it should happen. Even if I'm not there for a while, it will not break. Now I'll tell you what did I do after this. That's when I decided to rebuild my day, not by outcomes, but by rituals. Five such rituals which actually helped me build my focus, my energy, and great amount of stamina. And this was very simple things that I discovered over a period of time, and then I made it part of my life. And I'm following this for now more than 10 plus years. And I will tell you those five things. And if you can adopt a few of them, you will see the change in yourself. So let me start by number one: sugary stuff. So typically people take one or two teaspoon of sugar in a cup of chai or coffee. And if you are having coffee 3 to 4 times in a day, you think about how much sugar you are taking in. And then you go to a buffet, you see nice sweets out there, and you end up grabbing a few. In fact, I have seen people after eating the main course, they take a full plate of sugary sweets, which kind of gives them a kick. Yes, glucose will give you a kick. It will kind of make you feel great at that point of time, but when the crash happens, you will see your body is getting into a fatigue mode, which means you feel like sleeping, you feel like resting, because the energy level has crashed because your glucose has gone down big time. What I did was 10 years ago, I left sugar one fine day, and I said I'm not going to add sugar to my chai coffee. And those are the two things. I used to eat a lot of sweet given I come from Calcutta. I said no, I'm going to stop eating that sweet. I'll focus on a balanced diet which can give me carb, protein, and fats, but I'm going to avoid sugar. That is what I did. Initially it was tough because I was getting that entire craving. A few days I got a lot of headache also because I was not taking enough amount of sugar. But after a week or so, I kind of got adjusted to it. In fact, I started enjoying coffee a lot more without sugar, because sugar kind of overpowers the taste of coffee. Now I was having the flavor of coffee and chai, and I was enjoying it. And gradually even my weight came down couple of kgs, which made my body agile also. So when I was at work, I was feeling much more fitter. I was feeling much more energetic. I was looking slimmer. People were actually passing on compliments about my looks, that I've lost weight and I look much better, much in shape, and so on and so forth. For the last 10 plus years, or even more now, the weight that I have has been constant with just a 2 kg difference, and that's where I stand. So no added sugar. If you can avoid this one thing, you will see that your life kind of changes big time, and your exhaustion level comes down even after you work for 12 hours in a day. The second thing that I do is I do daily brisk walk of close to 40 minutes or so, followed by 20 to 30 minutes of yoga and pranayam. What does it do to me? So brisk walking doesn't mean that you are kind of listening to music and just strolling around. Brisk walking means that you are having a certain pace in your walking rhythm, and use that pace. And when you have walked for around 20-25 minutes, you will feel a bit of sweat as well. And that will actually make you start feeling better and energetic also. By the time you complete your 40 minutes walk, you have covered close to 5,000 plus steps, which is, a good target to achieve for a 40 minutes walk. If you can do that, plus followed by yoga and pranayam, because yoga is for the flex, it creates flexibility in your body, and pranayam is breathing techniques that you do, which helps you calm down. It kind of soothes your mind as well. Now, how many days in a week I was doing it? I was doing it 7 days in a week, because somebody told me that there is nothing called rest, right? When you are living, there is nothing called rest. You rest in peace when you are gone. So don't rest till you rest in peace, which means 7 days you should do your brisk walking, your yoga, your pranayam. If you are able to do that, and yes, initially it's tough, because if you twist and turn your body, if you walk fast, until you build stamina, your walking will not be very fast. Your pace won't be very fast. Until you have done a bit of yoga and stretching, you will see that you are getting a little bit of cramps. Yes, it is painful in the beginning, but after a month or so, you will start again feeling a lot more energetic, a lot more fired up. And even if you're working for 12 hours a day, you will not feel exhausted, because your body has been primed in the morning, and then you are ready for the rest of the day. So this is the second ritual which I have been following for close to 10 years or so now, and I see a big difference in my body. I used to have a little lower back pain. Now after I started yoga, it disappeared. No medication, nothing at all. But I can now focus on work without compromising on my health by following this second ritual. My third ritual is around spirituality. it's puja and mantras. I kind of do this every day in my home mandir after my bath. I will always go and clean the utensils of, in the mandir. I'll clean those utensils. I will get a little bit of water for, Surya Namaskar and for Shiv Puja. And then I'll also have a little bit of mantra chanting with incense and, diya. All this actually, calms my inner system pretty well. There is a sense of gratitude that I offer at that point of time to the higher forces for all the good things which is happening in my life. We need to thank the bigger forces, because there are so many things in our life which is not in our control. But if you are staying well, if your family is staying well, everything is going fine, you should take time out to, connect with the higher forces and offer your gratitude to them. This third ritual has kept me a lot more calm, especially when, there are difficult moments that I have to face in my profession, in my life, and so on. I know that there is a higher force which is protecting me and my family, and I do this ritual almost every day. There are a few days where I have to travel or something where I can't do it. Somebody else in my house will do it, but most of the days I follow this routine. This fourth ritual is all about a structure, defining a structure over chaos, and this I achieve using a, to-do list. Every year towards the month of November, December, I'll go to a supermarket. I'll buy a diary which has got the calendar dates, etc., written down, and I use that diary to plan my day. Okay, I can plan a few days in advance because the dates are already there, so I can go and write the pages a few days in advance also. Now, what I generally follow as a process is either before I sleep or after I wake up, the first thing that I do after having my morning tea is to write down my to-do list for the rest of the day, where I define the personal things, the professional things that I have to do, including, an hour by hour planning. I put everything on paper and then I try to follow it to the T. Even if I have achieved 90% of what I have written down, I feel, I have done well. If I achieve only 50%, which means I either overestimated my energy level or I underestimated the complexity of work that I did. So over a period of time, I have kind of become very smart around planning my day. And that planning also is aligned to my body and the energy that I have. So I just don't plan by the calendar, I plan by my energy. This gives a structure to the entire day, and this gives me motivation to work to achieve those items that I have put in my to-do list. There is a process I follow. I coach people on how to plan your day, how to plan your, the entire time management process. That is for a separate discussion. But this is what I do to keep myself structured, ordered, when your day can become very chaotic without a particular direction that you have set for the day. The fifth and the last thing that I do as a ritual is a combination of three things. It's a trinity. Number one is client work, number two is creation, and number three is learning. When I say client work, it means, either doing a coaching call or having a group coaching call, or you know things around deliverable reviews. When my clients send me the coaching tools and deliverables, I review them, I prepare for the client calls. All this is part of the client work that I do. Secondly, creation. So I put a lot of content out there on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Instagram, or I'm doing a podcast with a guest or doing a community call, which we then put package in a podcast format and publish it. All this is about content creation that I work on. And lastly, it's all about learning. I invest daily some time in learning something new or reading something new which can make me more relevant and aligned to how the market is today. So this trinity, or a combination of three things, keeps me absolutely focused on my professional life, and this is also a ritual that I follow. So I have talked about these five things that you can imbibe, or you can pick and choose, and you can get started on something, and you will see that your life will start turning around. But the secret here is not about just following what I'm telling. The secret is about creating that natural rhythm for yourself. You need to do everything every day, and you should not miss it, because if you miss it and break the pattern, restarting the engine becomes a very, very difficult process. But when you are in a flow, you will see that you are developing, and it's kind of snowball effect where things can get added on top of things. But if you stop doing it, then restarting it becomes a very, very big problem. So don't stop. You rest in peace only when you rest in peace. Otherwise, you are working. There is nothing called rest. As I told you in the beginning, these five rituals, they are not fancy, they are not rocket science, but the difference is in the consistency of having them as your rituals. If you are able to maintain that consistency, you will see the impact. So now, pause, think which out of which one or two out of these five you are going to pick and get started, and define your own rhythm and get started on it. And you will see after 90 days or so, if you can follow that consistency and you do that for 90 days, you will see there is a massive impact. You will start feeling from within. I don't think there is any validation you need from anyone, but you will see the change in yourself. I have seen that change. I am following it for last 10 plus years. I'm very sure even you can do it. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Unscripted. What I shared today, if it moved the needle for you even a little bit, please do share your thoughts in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe us on YouTube, Spotify or Apple Podcast, or just follow me on LinkedIn. If you are curious to explore deeper conversation and real transformation, do visit us at transformahead.com to know more about our community Transform Ahead Leadership Circle. Until next time, stay curious, stay grounded, and lead with clarity, confidence, and commitment.